Good morning, class. This is brought to you live from Scoggins Academy. This is something I thought I would never have to do. It's a little weird for me, probably weird for you being at home. Never videoed myself, so this is interesting, and it will be something different. But today, the first thing I thought I would do is to bring you some scripture. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you, and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. I think in the midst of things going on and the chaos and the excitement of this unknown disease, sometimes we get maybe a little fearful. Maybe some of us underreact and some of us overreact, but it's encouraging to realize our purpose is to glorify God and turn to Him as our present help and comfort during these times. We need to pray for our country. We need to pray that this disease will not be near as bad as they've anticipated. And just look to God as our comfort and our hope, knowing that He is sovereign over all things. Nothing takes God by surprise. And we can take comfort in that. And He made us and He takes care of us. And I hope this, over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to miss seeing your smiling faces and your energy you bring into the room. I'm a very social person, as all of you know, and this is hard for me, but sometimes we have to be still and just take our comfort in God and know that we don't know His plans, but we know they are good for us. And just be reminded of that. So the first order of business, if you were coming into my classroom, you would be taking quiz 30. So the first thing I want you to do is take out quiz number 30, have your parents proctor the quiz, take 10 to 15 minutes, finish your quiz, and give it to them. The next thing you would be doing is you would be giving me your test 10. You should have completed it this weekend. So you have that ready and signed by your parent to give to me. In light of that, we won't be seeing each other face to face, so I need you to mail it to 2 Forest Glen Court, Pelzer, South Carolina 29669. Hopefully you can see the board. This is a tiny board I'm having to work with. But anyway, 2 Forest Glen Court, Pelzer, South Carolina 29669. I need you to mail it physically in the mail to me because we won't be seeing each other. So the next thing we would be doing, and I'm going to go ahead and write it like I do every week on the board. I'm going to write your homework. This really gives homework a whole new meaning because this is technically work you're going to be doing at home. So I would have it up on the board, homework. We are going to be doing section 843, practice problems 1 through 6 all, and section 844, practice problems 1 through 20 all. Now, I'm going to go over section 843. This is our last section with volume. 844, you're going to do it tomorrow at home because this is a review section, so you can just do it tomorrow. If you want to, you can do it today, but you're going to have a lot more work to do today. That's up to you and your parents as to how you decide to do it. But we're going to go over 843 right now. 844 should be a review, and then I'm going to get back with you on Wednesday. So moving along, you can also find this on the timeline, as you know, on Jupiter Ed or my website. So moving on to section 843. We are going to be doing the volume of a cone. I'm going to do my best to draw the cone, but what's happening when we're looking at volume, we are looking at the inside capacity of the cone, what we can hold in the cone. I always like to think about ice cream, but this is the inside capacity. As a review, we first dealt with we first dealt with circumference and perimeter. That's the distance around something, or a polygon. The second thing we did was area. The outside dimensions, this being two-dimensional, length and width. Then we did surface area, which is all the area on the outside of a polygon or object. And now we're finishing volume. Volume is the inside capacity. What's happening in this particular section is you have to imagine a cylinder, and we have shaved off in the cylinder the sides to get a cone. So the formula for this is volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 of pi times the radius squared times the height. There's an example you can look at in your book on page 362 to help you with this. But I'm going to go ahead just like I would do in class, and we'll do a couple of problems with you, and then I'll let you finish the rest of them at home today. So reviewing our order for formulas, we have 3 steps to solve the problem. Step 1, write the formula down. Step 2, plug in the values into the letters or symbols. Step 3, use order of operations to solve. So again, you're going to write the formula down. You're going to plug in the values into the letters or symbols. And step 3, you're going to use the order of operations to solve. We've been doing this all year. You should have that in your notes multiple times. But again, I want to review. I want you to get in the habit of doing these things because there's a rhythm and a method, and this makes it a lot easier. Also gives you a lot of partial credit when you do it that way. I can see what you're thinking. Your parents can see if they happen to be grading something, what you're thinking and how you're doing it. Number 1, we have a cone with a radius of 5 and a height of 9. Radius is 5 inches. Height is 9 inches. So we refer to our steps. We're going to write the formula down. Volume is 1/3 pi radius squared times height. Then you're going to plug in the values. Pi, we're going to round it to 3.14. The radius is 5. The height is 9. So we want to do order of operations to solve. That is PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Multiply exponents, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, in the order they come. This is a review. Y'all know all that. So the first thing I want to do is, there's nothing happening that you can do inside the parentheses. These parentheses, as you know, imply multiplication. But we can raise to that power. 5 squared means that number multiplied times itself. So we can write down what we have so far. Square the 5 That is our first order of operation that comes into play. Now you can multiply and divide in any order. So I like to get rid of fractions. So the next thing I would do, just to make the math easier because you don't have a calculator, I would divide this 3 into the 9 to get rid of the fraction. So 3 goes in itself 1 time and into 9 3 times. At that point, you are left with 3.14 times 25 times 3. Shortcut the math, you've got 3/4. That would be 75. So all you have to do at this point is go multiply 3.14 times 75. That makes it actually more like a one-step multiplication problem. So you can do it to the side. So it is 235.5 and it is cubic inches. So volume is 235.5 cubic inches. I multiplied that really fast and I wanted to make sure I had it right because it's embarrassing getting it wrong. But take your time. Y'all know I'm dyslexic, so it's hard sometimes with the rows and columns for me to get it right. Use the graph paper. I think it'll help you in your long multiplication. So, and also I want to point out on the multiplication, if you're multiplying by 2 digits, you should have the 2 rows. Okay, the next one we're going to do, number 4 because it is, okay, this was number 1. And we're going to do number 4 because it's a little bit more intense on the multiplication. So, number 4, you have a radius of 2.5 inches. And you have a height of 3 inches. So again, step 1, we're going to write the formula down. Step 2, we're going to plug in. So, plug in your values. Pi is 3.14. Your radius is 2.5 squared, and your height is 3. Now, this one's a little more difficult because to square 2.5 means 2.5 times 2.5. So you need to go to the side, and you need to multiply it. And I got 5.75. And that is incorrect. I did not carry a row, I apologize. 2.5 times 2.5 is 12. I put 7. I didn't add that the first time. I have no idea why. Probably because I'm videoing myself. 0, then 10, carry your 1, 4, 5, and 6, 25. You got 2 decimal places. So 6.25. I think that is correct this time. It is. So on your square, it is 6.25 times 3. Now, this is a beautiful thing. That was hard math, apparently, for me, too, because, like I said, I, for some reason, didn't carry that second digit. But anyway, that's gone, so we're going to just keep on proceeding with the video. You can divide this 3 into this 3. 3 into 3, 3 over 3 is 1, so that fraction is going to go away, which is a beautiful thing. So now we have some long multiplication. 3 over 3 is 1. And you're going to do 3.14 times 6.25. This is 3-digit multiplication. So you're going to have to take your time. I especially am going to have to take my time. So you go over here to the side. 6.25 times 3.14. And slowly do this problem. So 5 times 4 is 20. 2 times 4 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. 24 plus 1 is 25. That is the first row. You're going to have 3 rows because you have 3 digits. So in the place of the 4, you cross it out and you put the 0. 5 times 1 is 5. 2 times 1 is 2. 6 times 1 is 6. Okay, I'm hoping my rows are in order, and that looks like they might be. All right, then you go to the 3rd digit. So you put 2 zeros in the place of the first 2. Then 3 times 5 is 15, carry your 1. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Oh, and then I barely have room. 6 times 3 is 18. So I have 187, 500 there. I'm going to add up the rows. 0, 5, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, carry 1, 9, and it looks like 196, 250. You have 4 decimal places. You count to the right of the whole number. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you move it 1, 2, 3, 4. And they want you to round to the nearest hundredth. Tenths. Hundredths is the 2nd digit. The 5 tells me this one's going up. So 6.3. And I will check it. It is 6.63 cubic inches. So volume is 19.63 cubic inches. Now remember to round it to the nearest hundredth. Place value, tenths, hundredths. That's the 2nd digit. Okay. So I want you today to finish doing the rest of these problems at home. You have your workbook or your solutions manual where you can check and make sure you're getting everything correct. You need to finish that. That'll give you 4 more problems. If you have any questions, you are welcome to send me a message. I'm happy to answer those questions or help you. And then tomorrow, I would like you to do, as I said, section 8.44. This is a review section. It's a review of all the geometry. The first thing they do is they give you a lot of formulas. On this last test, you're going to be allowed to look up all the formulas because it's a lot. It's probably 19 or 20. We've talked about that. But some of them you probably remember and already know just for some short quizzes. So, hopefully that'll help you on the next test. I miss you all. I wish I was getting to see y'all today, and it's unfortunate I'm not. I'm praying for you and your family, praying you don't get sick. Pray for mine. And anyway, have a great next couple of days. I will send you a video on Wednesday, and if you need help, I'm here.